Yo, what's up guys? Audio, and today I'm coming at you guys, in my opinion, the biggest winners and losers of the 2023 NBA trade deadline. Oh my god, was phenomenal. Was it possibly the best trade deadline in NBA history? Leading up to it, the day of, just so many major moves. Kyrie gone, KD gone, like so many moves were made. But other than that, let's get straight into the video. Alright, so starting off with the biggest winners, I'm gonna give the #1 spot to the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns went out and got one of the greatest players of all time, who was in the prime of his career, currently injured, but at the end of the day, we know who this guy is, and that is Kevin Durant himself, when they went ahead and acquired him on February 8th from the Brooklyn Nets in a trade that sent Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, aka the Twins, Jay Crowder, and 4 first-round picks and a 2028 pick swap to the Brooklyn Nets, all for Kevin Durant and TJ Warren, who might end up as the Phoenix Suns starting power forward. In my opinion, I think it will indeed be TJ Warren, but you now add Kevin Durant to a team that potentially might have had their championship window closing a couple years back to a lead in the finals, end up losing the remaining 4 games and losing that series 4-2 in the NBA Finals against the Milwaukee Bucks. We thought the window might have been closed, and nope, they go out and get one of the best players in basketball in the prime of his career, and now you team him up with Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and DeAndre Ayton, and they're also kind of getting that bench a little bit better as well. Recently signing Terrence Ross. As you know, his one job on the floor is to simply score, so when he's doing that pretty efficiently, that is an amazing get for the Phoenix Suns. And they also really needed a guy like Kevin Durant as well. Like I said, the championship window, in my opinion, probably was closed. Now you add just the duo now of Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. These are pure hoopers. These are mid-range assassins. These are 2 of the best scorers in the NBA, and they're now teamed up on a team with one of the greatest point guards of all time, in Chris Paul, who was not in the prime of his career, but he hasn't been really inconsistent this season. He's either really good or really mid, so there's that. And then you have a guy like DeAndre Ayton as well, who still is a good setter in this league. Just need to take that next step in terms of his consistency, and he will definitely be up there for the best centers in the NBA, in my opinion. Now, they also went ahead and added Darius Bazley as well, as they went ahead and acquired him for the Oklahoma City Thunder. A pretty underrated move, in my opinion, as well. Really went under the radar. Obviously, we have a trade going off in terms of Kevin Durant. Darius Bazley will not get talked about whatsoever, but he was traded away from the OKC Thunder, and the Thunder ended up receiving Dario Saric and a 2nd-round pick. Saric has been pretty decent his minutes with the Phoenix Suns, but they went ahead and went for somebody a lot younger, and Saric just came off a major injury as well, and he had a miss last season as well, so might as well just go younger with a team that is now poised to win now with this absolutely stacked starting lineup. And like I said, they are going ahead and trying to make that bench a lot better with the buyout market as well. But yeah, the Phoenix Suns, in my opinion, they won the NBA trade deadline. Getting a guy like Kevin Durant, you don't see Kevin Durant getting traded at all. This is one of the all-time greats getting traded. Like, this is absolutely insane. And yeah, I know losing Mikal Bridges is tough. Mikal Bridges, in my opinion, is definitely a rising star in this league, an amazing two-way player, getting better in terms of his shot creation as well. We know how good he is defensively, and you have a guy as well like Cam Johnson, one of the elite shooters in the game as well, a very underrated defender as well, in my opinion. And then Jay Crowder, who they ended up really just letting go in the trade to the Nets, and they traded him to the Bucks for 5 second-round picks. I mean, Jay Crowder wants to be a starter in this league with the Phoenix Suns. Cam Johnson, sadly, Jay Crowder, he is indeed better than you, and now we're starting for the Brooklyn Nets, and Jay Crowder will probably be off the bench for the Milwaukee Bucks. At least that is what my guess is going to be. So yeah, Phoenix Suns getting Kevin Durant, TJ Warren. There's basically a plus trade deadline from them, in my opinion. Now, the second biggest winner of the trade deadline, in my opinion, is the Los Angeles Lakers. They really let Rob Pelinka cook, and I'm going to have to give him his respect right now. Rob Pelinka actually cooked as he went ahead and just made some really good moves, in my opinion. First off, it was that massive 3-way deal between the Lakers, Timberwolves, and Jazz, where he went ahead and traded away Russell Westbrook and all $48 million of his contract to the Utah Jazz, in a deal in which they acquired Russell, starting point guard Malik Beasley, who probably fluctuated between starting shooting guard and backup as well, and Jared Vanderbilt as well, who right now, as of recent, as last night was starting for Los Angeles Lakers after he was off the bench in the first game with them. And the Jazz also ended up receiving Russell Westbrook, and the Timberwolves ended up receiving Mike Conley, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and a future second-round pick. And all the Lakers had to give up was Russell Westbrook, who may or might not end up getting waived by the Utah Jazz. Damon Jones wasn't getting minutes, JT wasn't getting minutes, and a top 4 protected 2027 first-round pick, which is going to the Utah Jazz. Now, my God, was this an absolute massive trade for the Los Angeles Lakers. They needed a starting point guard badly. Not that Dennis Schroeder was bad at all, but Dennis Schroeder at this point, I could see him really probably getting into the 6-man role. I know Darvin Ham loves his double guard and triple guard lineups. I know he is in love with those lineups, but the fact that you actually have a point guard in DAngeloRussell, who's not only a good scorer in this league as well, but also a good playmaker as well. I know at points he can get very erratic. He can definitely shot chuck at points as well. But at this point in his career with the Lakers, he has to know that he's on a team with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. He's not the star of this team. Those two are the stars of that team. He's just that third guy that can average between 18 to 20 points per game, 5 to 6 assists per game, and they will take that all day of the week with some pretty good efficiency as well. Now, in terms of Malik Beasley, you add elite shooting. Yes, he didn't have a good game in his first game with the Lakers, I guess. But last night against the Blazers, most of it was in garbage time, but he definitely was finding a three-point shot as well. Malik Beasley is just an extremely streaky three-point shooter. When he's on, he's on. When he's off, he really is a liability. But for them last night, I guess in garbage time, he was still on for them. Definitely want to see some more consistency out of Malik Beasley for the LA Lakers. And then they also went ahead and got Jared Vanderbilt, who I'm a massive fan of. This is a guy that I promise you, most of the contenders, if not all of them, were literally ringing the hell out of Danny Ainge's phone to get him on their team. And I still don't know how the Lakers ended up getting him, because he still has another year of his contract for next season as well for around $4 million. And this is a guy that's a really high energy guy, started in this league. He's not really a good shooter at all, but in the corners, that really is his sweet spot. And in terms of defense, he is just absolutely incredible, really versatile, really agile, just doesn't give up, high energy guy, really underrated passer, and is really good around the rim. Just an extremely high energy guy, defensive guy, a guy that you need on a championship team and a contending team that the Lakers are trying to do right now currently. So they definitely have to pick it up if they want any of those aspirations for contending this season. The Lakers also went out in a pretty underrated move as well, trading away Patrick Beverley, who was still starting for them, and now with DAngeloRussell going to the Lakers, he definitely was going to be off the bench, which he should have been anyways. Now, Patrick Beverley was traded away from the Lakers to the Orlando Magic for Mo Bamba, who really was not getting minutes at all, at least consistently, as he was really playing behind guys like Wendell Carter Jr. and even Bobo, and even recently Mo Wagner has been playing some pretty good basketball for the Orlando Magic this season. And I really was surprised they went ahead and re-signed him. And I know I saw a picture of Paolo Banchero. There's obviously wearing number 5 after they took a number 1 overall in the NBA draft. And I was like, yeah, Mo Bamba's gone. And all of a sudden they end up re-signing him to a multi-year deal. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Y'all have enough bigs. Why y'all trying to go ahead and get Mo Bamba back? And I guess maybe they was just doing that to use him as a trade piece. You ended up getting Pat Bev, you ended up waiving, and only ended up receiving really a second-round pick and Pat Bev, who already got waived by y'all. So I don't really understand that move for y'all. But Lakers, massive move, really good 3-point shooter as well, really nice shot blocker as well, and Mo Bamba, and that definitely is a good move in my opinion for the Los Angeles Lakers. And then the last move the Lakers made recently was trading away Thomas Bryant, which might have been a shock to a lot of people that watched Thomas Bryant this season, because we know he has been really good, especially when AD was out. He's been absolutely massive. Pretty sure he had a 30-point game, multiple 20-point games, really good rebounding games. Like, he's been really good for the Los Angeles Lakers offensively. If you watch the Lakers, you know, really any big with talent was going up against Thomas Bryant, he was getting absolutely killed defensively. And maybe it's because he had a major injury last year that really caused him to miss the entirety of the season that really has just derailed his defense. But offensively, he still is a good talent in this league, but defensively, he just was not getting it done. Centers were with talent were really just eating him alive, and now you add him to back on Nikola Jokic. I like that move honestly for the Denver Nuggets, and the Lakers ended up receiving 3 second-round picks via the Denver Nuggets in that trade for Thomas Bryant. But he did quietly request a trade, So I guess they went ahead and just fulfilled that for him. And the third biggest winner, in my opinion, of the 2023 NBA trade deadline was definitely the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas Mavericks went ahead and acquired star point guard Kyrie Irving of the Brooklyn Nets, and they went ahead and acquired him for Spencer Dinwiddie, Durant, Finney-Smith, a 2027 second round pick, a 2029 unprotected first round pick, and a 2029 second round pick for both Kyrie Irving and also Markieff Morris as well from the Brooklyn Nets. Now, and kind of shockingly, the last 2 games they've lost with Kyrie Irving was with Luka Doncic, last night as well. At the end of the game, really some miscommunication between him and Luka Doncic. They both were hot. They both, I believe, had 33 plus points. Kyrie Irving coming off a massive fourth quarter, and they were basically just kept passing the ball to. I'll kind of roll the clip right here. They're really just passing the ball to each other. They're like, damn, who wants to take this last shot? I'm on fire. You're on fire. I'm Kyrie Irving. I'm really just the king of the fourth quarter. Let me take this shot. And he's like, no, let me pass the ball to Luka Doncic, superstar player in this league. Might be one of the best basketball players in the league, and they really just kept passing the ball until it got a turnover, and they ended up losing the game because none of them wanted to take a shot. Yeah, they really didn't have a clear shot. I mean, there was one play where Edwards jumped on a Kyrie Irving pump fake. Kyrie may have to take that shot, didn't take it, passed it to Luka Doncic, and they ended up getting a turnover, and that was the game. But outside of that, massive trade for him, just a massive upgrade over Spencer Dinwiddie. And in terms of losing Dorian Finney-Smith, yes, that is a massive hole to fill, but in terms of the size, really, I mean, you go from Dorian Finney-Smith to Josh Green now at the power forward, which Josh Green, by the way, has been having a really underrated season as well. In terms of shooting, he's definitely been a really good shooter this year in the NBA as well, and he also is a really good defender as well. So losing Dorian Finney-Smith does hurt, and you do lose the size in going from him to Josh Green, but still having Josh Green as a depth piece now into the starting lineup as well definitely makes it worth losing Dorian Finney-Smith to get a guy like Kyrie Irving, an elite talent in this league, one of the best players in basketball when he's on the court. He is definitely one of the top 75 greatest basketball players in my opinion. So getting him and Luka Doncic as well, getting him finally some help, that definitely is a huge get for the Dallas Mavericks. Now on to the biggest losers of the 2023 NBA trade deadline. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start this off with the Toronto Raptors. The Toronto Raptors went out and they made one singular move. They've been in the headlines for months and months and months about trading anybody on their team. And all they did was reacquiring Jakob Poeltl, who was the former Toronto Raptor. They ended up acquiring him from the San Antonio Spurs. And all they had to trade away was a protected 2024 first round pick and 2 future second round picks for Jakob Poeltl. And the Spurs also ended up receiving Ken Burch as well, the former Toronto Raptor. The Raptors were in talks with Warriors to trade away OG Anunoby. There were talks about them trading away guys like Gary Trent Jr. There were talks about them trading away guys like Fred VanVleet. And none of those moves came to fruition. All they did was acquire Jakob Poeltl. And the Raptors are in a tough place right now because they're not right now in the playoffs. They're not a top 6 team. They are really towards the bottom of the NBA Eastern Conference standing. So I really don't know what direction they want to have to take. Do they want to be in the lottery? Do they want to be a mid team in the play? And I don't know what they want to do because they have a really good starting 5. Their bench always has been questionable, but in terms of starting 5, it is always a good team. It's a hard-nosed team. It's a really well-coached team. This team does not give up. Really good defensive team. Really a lot of guys you can throw out your star players and they go ahead and just somehow just don't end up having a good game against them. They've been doing that for years. They've always tried to stop the opposing team's best player as much as they possibly can. They'll let the other players beat you, but this is a team this season that just has not been playing up to their potential whatsoever. And they went ahead and all they did was acquire Jakob Poeltl. In my opinion, that is a massive L from Masai Ujiri and the Raptors. I mean, I heard he was probably asking for too much in terms of trade, so I guess that trade did not happen at all. Now on to the second biggest loser of the 2023 NBA trade deadline. I have the Chicago Bulls, man. The Chicago Bulls went out and made a whopping 0 trades at the 2023 NBA trade deadline. The Chicago Bulls have Nikola Vucevic, who's going to be off the books this offseason. They have Ayo Dosunmu, who is going to be off of the books this season. They have Derrick Jones Jr., who's going to be off the books this season, and they went ahead and made 0 moves. Obviously, the quote-unquote big three of Nikola Vucevic, DeMar DeRozan, and Zach LaVine has not worked out so far this year. Right now, they are the 11th seed with a record of 26-31, and they just lost to now the 24-34. Very pesky, very just high energy little Magic to go ahead and get them to the 11th spot in the Eastern Conference, and they are now losers of their last 4 games and have lost 6 of their last 10 games. So this team is not working out whatsoever. You can go ahead and trade away a guy like Vooch, who's expiring. Maybe you go ahead and resign him. I don't know what you want to do, but in my opinion, I feel like you have to trade one of the two. You have to trade at least one of the two of DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, and even Nikola Vucevic. You can't keep all 3 of them, okay? Last year was cool. Y'all were the 2nd seed at the NBA All-Star break. It was cool and all. Lonzo Ball went down. I know Lonzo Ball stood out. You don't go out and make a singular move. Like, I really just don't get it. Like Artis Karnisovas, man, what are you doing, man? What are you doing at all, man? You really just went out and made no moves at all on a very bland mid team that has a lot of turmoil. I'm hearing all these rumors about Zach LaVine and Billy Donovan not really catching eye to eye and not seeing eye to eye and stuff like that. Like, I really don't know why you didn't go out and make a single move at all. It makes no sense at all. And Bulls fans, I feel for y'all, man. I really do feel for y'all, man. Y'all had a taste of the playoffs last year, and the Bucks really just went through y'all. I mean, y'all had that one game against them. Shout out to y'all, I guess. And then after that, it was GG. And obviously after that, coming into the season as well, Lonzo Ball expected him to come back. He still was not able to come back. Apparently, he still can't consistently walk on his foot without feeling any pain. He can't really run consistently without feeling any pain. They about to rule him out for the season apparently, and he's still not going to come back. And just simply, this has not worked out. And massive L for not working out a single trade whatsoever. Now on to the last and final biggest loser of the 2023 NBA trade deadline. I have my Miami Heat. The Miami Heat went ahead and made a whopping 0 trades on NBA trade deadline day. Their only move recently was trading away Dwayne Dedmon, who was the worst backup big in basketball, to the Spurs for a 2nd round pick. And don't ask me how Dwayne Dedmon recently just got a contract with the Philadelphia 76ers. Philly fans, my prayers are out to y'all, man. Y'all just lost the Super Bowl. That's tough, but getting Dwayne Dedmon, that is another massive L for y'all. I believe he has a minus 111 plus minus. He's the worst backup big in basketball. He can't shoot. He can't rebound. All he does is foul. He's not good offensively. He's not good defensively. I don't know what he brings to the table at all, but good luck with him. Now on to the Miami Heat. You have a 6'5", 6'6" Caleb Martin running the power forward position. You still kept Kyle Lowry on your team. I do not get that whatsoever. If there was one move to be made, it was to go ahead and trade away Kyle Lowry, and you couldn't even do that. The Clippers are in desperate need for a point guard, especially if Russell Westbrook does not sign with them after he gets waived. If he does get waived by the Utah Jazz, they need a point guard so bad right now. They let go of Reggie Jackson, let go of John Wall. Their only PJ right now is a out of position Terrence Mann, who they are extremely high on. I like Terrence Mann, but they love Terrence Mann. But you couldn't trade Kyle Lowry at least. I mean, I know he's quote unquote injured right now. I mean, I hope it's not a severe injury. I mean, I thought he was just trolling just to sit out a game so we can trade him, but I guess he actually has an injury. So I guess I hope that goes well. But you could have at least traded away Kyle Lowry. You could have at least traded for a power forward. Like, I was like, at least give me like a Kelly Olynyk. Like, give me some size, give me some scoring, give me some rebound on the power forward position. We've been getting killed on the glass all year because we have Caleb Martin running the power forward position. We have Bam Adebayo being so versatile, so agile, just switching on everybody. You really can't rebound as much as he would be able to do if he had an actual adequate power forward that wasn't a out of position Caleb Martin. Then you have a bench of undrafted players. Like, literally, you have a bench of Gabe Vincent, Victor Oladipo, who literally, I haven't seen him play in multiple weeks. When he was playing, he was really inconsistent. You have him. You have Max Strus undrafted. You have Haywood Highsmith undrafted. Orlando Robinson undrafted. You have Omar Yurtseven undrafted. You have undrafted. And the only drafted player you have off the bench with outside of Oladipo is Nikolaevich, who before his injury was not getting minutes at all. But in terms of that, the Miami Heat deserve a massive vote. Pat Riley, you have really let the franchise down. You overpay role players. You don't go ahead and make moves to be made. Didn't do anything in the offseason, didn't do anything in trade deadline. Like, I don't know what you do right now. My expectations are really low when it comes to the Miami Heat right now, currently. But other than that, y'all, that is the video. Make sure to go down below, drop a like, comment down below, sub up, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and thanks to your boy John. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And comment down below in your guys' opinion, who do you guys believe are the biggest winners losers of the 2023 NBA deadline? Do you guys agree with me or not? Other than that, it's your boy John. Like I said, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm out, man. Peace.